Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Andrew. This is a follow-on from its WAMP server install tutorial. In that tutorial, if we just look, we installed into the WAMP folder, into www and rabbit, and we have the whole site set up there. This group of tutorials is going to be on completely building from scratch a WordPress website. Now, if you take into consideration, if you're setting a business up, you're blogging, being able to set your own WordPress website up is very easy to do if you follow the tutorials. And in no time you'll have your own site set up, and it's not cost you a penny. Obviously, when you send your site live, obviously there will be a cost for your hosting, your domain name, but right at the end of the course we'll go through and discuss this. So initially, this is, bearing in mind this is for beginners, we're going to start and go through and look at the interface and the setup and that sort of thing. So let's get started. We need to log in. If you remember, it's localhost rabbit /www login. So we've come to the login page. If it was kitchen, if I remember rightly. So, and we'll log in. Okay, so we're at a dashboard. The first thing you'll notice on this is we've installed it is an update. WordPress 3.5.1 is available. So the first thing that we're going to do is let's get that updated. So we click on that, and we've come to the page. Now let's go back because that has taken us directly to the page. You can do that if you want to. If you want to look through the version, the install information, there's a lot of information there where with the changes, loads of information. Let's go back and let's just update now. So it's going to go through this process. We come to the updates page. An update version of WordPress is available. So you have an option of downloading it if you want to, but it's just much easier to just update now. So let's go to update now, and it's downloading the updates, packing the update, verifying, installing the latest version, welcome, and there we have it. Look at that, look how that's changed. That's really good. So let's go into the dashboard, and that's now disappeared. We're fully updated. So let's just go through some of the options on your front page of your dashboard. It's very important that your customers or yourself are taught and need to know all about the dashboard. So as you can see here, get started, we can customize the website. So click on that. We'll go to the page of the 2011 template that's installed, which is this, and we can go through and we can update to our heart's content. Right now we've got discussions about posts approved, pending, spam, your categories, the amount of posts, and then over here we've got quick press. If you want to add a post very quickly, that's an option on that screen there. Coming down, we've got recent drafts. There's nothing at the moment. Down here we've got the WordPress blog, and these are updates from WordPress, with the beta security releases. On this side we've been through that one. Recent comments, obviously we've got nothing at the moment, but it's a quick access to your recent comments. And then incoming links, or incoming links, very obvious. and most popular plugins. Now, a lot of the stuff on this area here, we don't necessarily want it. I very rarely use Quick Press. So at the top here, we've got screen options, and up here we can get rid of some of the information that we don't want. So Quick Press, for instance, if I unclick that, it's got rid of that and it frees up some space. The WordPress blog is a good idea. Or the WordPress news, I don't really use that, so we could get rid of that. You know, we're doing this so that we've got setting the screen up so things that you don't use, if you do use them, leave them. Plugins, I'm not interested in plugins, so let's get rid of that one. Okay, so we're clearing our screen up and getting rid of recent comments. I do like to leave that because you can see how many comments you've got. So that's the screen options there. Along the top of the screen in the bar, we've obviously got, if we go to WordPress, we've got documentation, WordPress.org. For as much information as you need, it's a very good idea to go there and have a look around, the support forums and the feedback. Then we've got Rabbit, and obviously if we click on that, we'll go to the site. So if we click there, we go to the site, and then we've obviously got other options here that we can go to. If we want to go back to the dashboard, we can go back to the dashboard. And what I tend to like to do with this is have two screens open. So I'm just going to open another screen in Google, and I'm going to type the full address, localhost, Rabbit, and we'll open the new tab, and there's the full site as we would see it live on the internet. Or just obviously in this case we're using a web server, but that's what we'll see. So we can flick between the two pages, which I prefer to do. You don't have to do it, but you just have to keep going backwards and forwards. It's easy to have another page open, and all you have to do is refresh. Okay, so that's that one. Along here are plugin updates. If there's an update for a plugin that you need to do, you can click on that. Obviously down the side of the screen as well, we have updates with a little cursor that's showing exactly the same as up here. Next one is comments. If you've got any comments waiting for moderation, they will show up on there. The same will apply down here. That would have that little symbol there. And then new, we can put a new post, we can add new media, video, photos, we can add a new page, or we can add a new user. Obviously this is a quicker way of doing it. The same will apply, exactly the same down the side here. So that's the top overview. Then we've got your profile and log in, log out when you need to log in and log out. So that's the top screen discussed. On the side of the screen, obviously you can see you've got everything that you're going to be using to work with. The first thing is you can collapse the menu down. Okay, so you've just got the options, cursor over them, and you will get all the information that you need, or you can open it up. I like to leave it open. The next thing would be if we go to posts, you can see the flyout. Now if I click on posts themselves, we'll get a full drop down. And there's a cookie involved with this, and it will remember that that's open, and it will stay open. In previous earlier versions of WordPress, if you were to go onto appearance and click on that, it would also open that one up. So you're expanding this menu all the way down. Now what it does, it won't remember each one and keep them all open. So if I go to appearance and click on appearance, it will open appearance up and it's closed posts down, which is a really good workaround. It's very good. It means that this is never going to go off the screen. So okay, so we've got posts, we've got all posts, we've got add new, categories, widgets, menus, your plugins, your users, all the necessary tools and settings. Okay, so let's go back into the dashboard. Okay, now the other thing that we can do in the dashboard is, I mean, this for instance, if we're not using them, as you can see, there's a drop down menu. We can hide that, keep that out of the way. Same with these, we can hide that, we could open it up. Also we can move these around, so if we for instance use recent comments a lot more, if we cursor over, you'll see the movement tool, and if we drag, we can take that right up onto top of there. Okay, so, and we'll collapse that one down, because we don't very rarely use that. So now we've got a nice clean board. The other option, obviously, this area here, you may want to use it, you may not want to use it. We tend to be working with a lot of the menus over here, so really it's welcome to WordPress, not really necessary. The customization of your site is based on the template that's already installed. So if we dismiss that, now look at the screen now. You know, we don't need a lot of information here. We just need the content, recent comments, or drafts. If we need to, we can open them. If we need to add them back in, we can always add them back in. The other option is screen layout. We've currently got 2 columns. If we make that into 1 column, come out of that, so see everything's stacked up on each other. So that's another option. I'll have to leave it at 2. You could have it at 4 if you wished. That really doesn't work. 2 is a very good layout. Now another option that we've got is if we start to look at posts and pages, because this is the next section that we're going to be working on. If we go to add new, to add a new post, what they've done in this version of WordPress is they've got rid of a lot of the clutter off the screen on here. So if we went up to screen options, if we wanted to, we could add all these different bits of information. So let's say for instance we do like to see the author, we could click on the author, come out of that, and then you see we've got down here the author, and there's all the other options that we could add or we couldn't add. We could add a slug, discussion, a custom field, and we can also do the same thing for the number of columns with a different layout with that. And when we come to the screen for making your post, we could actually, if we toggle through all these, we can show and hide the kitchen sink. If we want to, we could go to free writing, and we've got that. So on a full screen, if that's what we like, come out of that. Okay, so that's that. Let's look at come out of posts, and then we'll have a look into pages. We've got a quick edit. We can edit the post, the page. We go in here. Same thing applies. We can go up to the screen options. We can have a play around, change things. And we've got the publish buttons over here. We've got the example. Okay, so it's the screen options. So back into the dashboard. Okay, so that's just a brief overview of where to find all your information, the layout of the screen, that sort of thing. What we're going to do in the next video is we're going to go into detail the difference between posts and pages, and we'll start to add a few posts, play around with the posts and the pages, go into common errors, that sort of thing within those. So please do feel free to subscribe. This is just a very, very brief overview. We're going to get into a lot more detail in previous chapters, installing the template, choosing a template, and really, working our way through. And I hope you come back. Please do subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next video. Okay, thank you.